And we thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Lascano. They say every dark cloud has a silver lining, but when desperate for rain, these dark clouds are our silver lining. Just ahead, don't throw your umbrella in the closet quite yet. There's another soggy evening in the forecast. Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber standing by with information on potential severe weather. Chris 6 News starts right now. Well, no. That rain last night wasn't a dream. We're in day 2 of significant rainfall, and we could get even more tonight. So stay dry and settle in as we're joined by meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Thanks for being with us. I got to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be, we were going to get more than we have so far.
Yeah, more troublesome. And I think a lot of folks, myself included, thought we were going to have an earlier start to the rain. So that's the nitty gritty, the fine tuning we do with the forecast.
Okay.
But we still have more to come. So let's talk about what's going on in the forecast and kind of explain. We still have alerts in effect for our area, mainly for that risk of flooding. That's all that green you see behind me. And of course, in this kind of weather, not the best idea to take the boat out. So that small craft advisory is still going across our Gulf waters and some of the intercoastal waterways. But all in all, we are expecting even more rain. What happened today, that dry start to our Thursday, we call that Steph time. We're just running a little behind on that time frame, so we're still expecting more rain. We just got off to a late start today, so that pushes our timeline into Friday. So where we thought we were going to dry up earlier on Friday, it's going to linger a little bit more into the afternoon hours, and we may even see some pretty sporty weather. So we'll talk about it. But first, here's what's going on in your neighborhood. Lots of color on the radar as heavy showers continue. This is more focused toward the coast this afternoon and heading into the evening time frame here. We're still looking at very heavy downpours across our southern neighborhoods, and this is now moving into Corpus Christi and our coastal neighborhoods. So what to expect this evening ahead.
All right, Steph, we'll look forward to it as always. Added rain, can cause or deepen potholes, making the roads even more dangerous. The city's Public Works Department currently has 7 crews working to repair potholes. But what causes the pothole issue? Well, when rainwater collects on the roadways and vehicles drive over it, the pressure creates a plunger effect that lifts the road material, forming potholes. It's a daily frustration for residents living along Mediterranean Road on the city's south side.
Mediterranean, it's been pitiful for a long time.
Yes, and Caravan.
Like even the littlest amount of water, just erodes them immediately, and it's just terrible. And the cars around here.
Coming around that thing, you sliding sideways, and that's at 25 miles an hour.
So during rainy conditions, Public Works says they'll prioritize these repairs over other projects to make the roads safer for everybody. Let's go out to B County. The neighbors there feeling the effects of significant rain with flooding in some areas. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam was out navigating the floodwaters in Skidmore, and as you can see on your screen, some roads handle the rainfall better than others. One neighbor's rain gauge captured 8 inches in the first 24 hours alone. But while travel may be inconvenient, he says the rain is more than needed.
We're kind of bouncing between 2 scenarios here, extended drought and floods. And now obviously our situation is not ideal, but the rain is by far needed and welcomed.
Yeah, needed and welcome indeed. A reminder to any neighbors driving in flooded areas, don't travel on any flooded roads unless you can see the road and the lines under the water, because if you can't see those 2 things, turn around, don't drown. How about in Alice now? The creeks there also rising with the potential for flooding. Neighborhood News reporter Melissa Trevino spoke with Jim Wells County Emergency Management Coordinator Lance Brown. He told her Alice and the county have been spared from flash flooding. Brown and other city and county officials have been keeping an eye on the weather conditions. He says the rain is slowly flowing into the creeks.
The creeks are doing what they're designed to do. They're catching the water and they're pushing it further south to Baffin Bay. The creeks are going to rise.
Brown also tells us that there are state emergency first responders in the area with swift water rescue in case they're needed. These are the same first responders that were assisting county firefighters earlier this month, you'll recall. Well, be sure to keep it right here on Chris TV for all of our flooding updates. We'll be tracking any flooding danger in your neighborhood. Just scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our flood blog. So with this heavy rainfall, our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers page is flooded with neighbors showing off their rain gauges. Let's take a look at how much water has fallen in our neighborhoods. Ronnie Salinas in Robstown measured 2.5 inches of rain this morning. Our northern inland area seeing even more rain. Here's a measure of over 5 inches of water from Mindy Dybel in Dinero. And by the way, you can join our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers to share your videos or pictures of the rain. Just scan the QR code you see on your screen or head on over to Facebook and look up Coastal Bend Weather Watchers. Now we have an update on a street problem in the West Side. Our neighborhood news reporter there, Nadia Escobar, reported on Tuesday. In this case, the problem wasn't a pothole. Check this out. It was a huge bump in the road. The bump was in the area of Ruth and Highland. Nadia drives through that area regularly, and that's how she discovered it. So on Tuesday, she contacted the City Public Works office, and they said, "We'll send somebody out to check it out." Guess what? They did. And now, ta-da! That monster bump is gone. It was smoothed down and covered with a patch of asphalt. We'll let you know when the city plans a longer-term fix.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. The Wall That Heals officially opened on Thursday at 9 a.m. The 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial honors more than 58,000 men and women who didn't make it home from the Vietnam War. Countless hours of sweat equity and hard work took place yesterday as veterans and other volunteers erected the wall. I spoke with Nueces County Director of Veteran Service, JJ De La Cerda, before the welcome home ceremony.
Well, it means a lot. As a fellow veteran, there's no greater, to get recognized, especially our Vietnam veterans. They didn't get that welcome home. A lot of them were spat on. They were denigrated by their own country. And to see this get put together, it means a world to me.
The wall will remain open 24/7 until Sunday afternoon. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Tony, thanks. I'll bet there's going to be a good crowd for that memorial there through the weekend. Now, the rain isn't going anywhere, and neither are we. You want to stick around for your traffic report with Stephanie. That's next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, CCISD honored a very important group of folks today. The district held their 17th annual Partners in Education Award ceremony at Carroll High School. The event honors student mentors, businesses, and community organizations that partner with the district.
There's so many ways that people can volunteer. We continue to expand the number of partnerships that we have. That's just something we want to grow every year. And the support is there, so we just have to take advantage of that.
Special awards were also presented in several categories, including Outstanding Volunteer of the Year and Outstanding Partner of the Year.
Grab onto those handlebars and spin those wheels, because you're invited to take a ride on the wild side. I'm Michaela Chavez, your neighborhood news reporter in Kingsville. The Kingsville Noon Lions Club is gearing up for their Crown Jewel event of the year. Follow me to hear more about the story behind the bike ride.
Ride on the wild side.
It's a bike tour on the King Ranch and throughout the Kingsville area.
10, 35, even 65-mile routes, all for a good cause.
We camp about 1,500 children yearly, free of charge to them.
He's talking about the Lions Camp.
Well, there's what we call special needs kiddos. We have 3 camps for diabetics specifically. They learn how to take care of themselves, keep themselves clean, and how to administer their medications.
David Christopher says there are over 150 difficulties children who attend the camp may have. The money raised from the bike ride,
they're $50 per rider,
goes towards giving kids like Craig,
he's a type 1 diabetic, was diagnosed at age 5,
an unforgettable experience free of charge.
Swimming, dancing, arts and crafts. They have a great camp out, roasting marshmallows.
That's Craig's mom, Sherry Hayes.
It's hard with being the parent of a child with cancer, type 1 diabetic, because you can't send them to just any regular summer camp.
Craig went to the Lions camp when he was 8 and 9. With her son gone for a week, she worried because of all his medications.
As many as 4 or 5 shots a day.
But found comfort in all the caregivers who became teachers along the way.
Teach them how to administer their own shots. If they are on insulin pumps, they can help them put the pump on.
But what she found most comforting as a mother was her son's newly found self-esteem.
The best thing he said about the camp was that he was just like every other kid there. Every other kid was like him. So it made him feel welcome, supported.
Riders interested in joining will get a t-shirt, goodie bag,
and of course the knowledge of knowing that you're helping send the children to camp.
So it's a great place to be.
The Lions Club is hoping to get more than 200 riders this year. A ride on the wild side will be on Saturday, April 26th, and it'll start at the King Ranch Gate. With your neighborhood news in Kingsville, I'm Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
We have breaking news just coming into our newsroom about Yolanda Saldivar. The Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles has denied parole for Saldivar. She's currently serving a life sentence for the murder of Tejano superstar Selena Quintanilla. Saldivar was convicted in 1995 and her parole eligibility date had been set for March 30th. That's this coming Sunday. The 30-year anniversary of Selena's murder is March 31st. The Board of Pardons and Paroles said in a statement that Saldivar continues to pose a threat to public safety. Her next parole review is set for March of 2030.
All right, let's get a check on how the roadways are doing. It's a bit soggy out there, and if you needed some proof, here's our view over SPID. Lots of cars out there, and I do appreciate the drivers out there leaving a little extra room, but yeah, we are soggy around the coastal bend. So let's head on over to traffic and see how things are going. Harbor Bridge 181 doing okay. Once we get into downtown, uptown, we're a bit messy along all the major thoroughfares from the Bayfront, 37, the Crosstown Expressway, and as you might imagine, slowdowns across Saratoga. The Crosstown Expressway, SPID, Rodfield Road pretty slow, so expect delays. Give yourself some extra time. We're not doing too bad across the bluff itself. We're out toward the island, but still give yourself some extra time. Make sure you stay safe and drive safe. We'll be right back. All right, let's get a check on the radar because things have been busy today. They got off to a late start. We call that Steph time here at Chris 6 News, but you know, better late than never, right? And we're still seeing some beneficial rainfall at this point. That's what the bright colors on the radar tell us. Now, most of the reds, oranges, and yellows are either down in the valley or off over the waters, but we are far from done with this heavy rain event. Looking into our southern neighborhoods, Falfurrias, you have had buckets of rainfall today. You're getting a break now as the heaviest rain is off toward Riviera right now and toward Baffin Bay, but look at what's going on in Jim Hogg County and southern Duval County. Realitos, Concepcion, about to get some very heavy rain as the maroon and purple tells us. So be ready for some of that heavy downpour action to head east into parts of Jim Wells County as well. Moving into southern Nueces County from the 77 corridor out to the south side, we've had some heavy rain. It hasn't been the heaviest that the coastal bend has seen, but we saw some action this afternoon and more is on the way this evening. Heading north into San Patricio County and parts of Aransas County. Yes, again, hit or miss, heavier downpours at times. This is a steady rainfall, but nothing earth-shattering at this point. And for our neighbors that are up in Live Oak and Bee County, finally getting a break of your own over there. You all started with that rainfall yesterday, and you didn't see as much today, but for the past couple of hours, it started to get kind of active, and we're finally getting a break. But we can take a closer look at what is going on with this rainfall over the next couple of days, with this alert. Flood watch, what we've been telling you about for the past couple of days, will remain in effect until tomorrow. I think that might even be pushed further into Friday. Right now it's set to expire at noon, depending on how the rain pans out this evening. But very soggy across SPID, and as we've been telling you, things are running a little slow there. Give yourself some extra time because it's wet out there. We want to make sure we're driving safe. But we are looking at temperatures in the upper 60s around there, storms around the area, and at times where we have heavy downpours, that visibility is reduced. So please be careful. Don't be out and about if you don't have to. A popular question into the Chris 6 newsroom has been, what's going on with the watershed? Is this good? Of course it's good. But we've had a lot of bright colors on this map for rainfall accumulations. What's in the watershed has primarily been close to us in the watershed, just upstream. That's good because we'll see the immediate benefits of it, and less of that will be sucked up by the dry soils. We will see that improvement with our lake levels here. It's not going to fix our problems, but it is a big help, especially since there have been very heavy downpours in parts of Live Oak County and parts of San Patricio County too, and not to mention in our southern zones where you see all those yellows and pinks down there. But we can get even closer. Here at Chris 6 News, we have our neighborhood weather network. So taking a look at precipitation totals in the area of Lake Corpus Christi, our neighbors with Tempest Weather Stations, part of the Chris 6 weather network, have recorded some significant rainfall totals on the order of inches, 2-3 inches of rainfall near Lake Corpus Christi. So this is immediately going to look very good for those lake levels as we head into the next couple of days. But heading more north into the rest of Live Oak County within George West, our neighbors here reporting about 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches in a lot of places here. So even for Choke Canyon, where we have been less lucky with that rainfall, things are looking good. Now, the forecast has evolved. We're pushing this more into Friday because we got a late start today. So we're still expecting rain overnight. More of that into Friday. This will last more into Friday afternoon. So this is how I think tonight will go. As we go through this evening, heavy rain focused in the coastal neighborhoods. I thought we were going to get a break during the overnight. I'm not so confident in that anymore. We may still have a couple of rounds, pulses of rain coming through. And then tomorrow morning, likely a wet start out on the coast again before more rain comes back in for the mid-morning hours. And these are the thunderstorms that could get a little sporty out there where we could find that threat of severe weather. So we need to be weather aware. Here's an updated look at that timeline for the storms as we head through tomorrow.
There's a spot for everyone to join Corpus Christi's thriving music scene, whether you're looking to show off your talent or you just want to enjoy a show. I'm Michelle Hoffman in the studio with a look at Coastal Winds and Harmony.
We want to provide musical outlets for them so that we become lifelong lovers of music.
Ryan Sanders is the executive director and conductor of Coastal Winds and Harmony. He started the group in 2021 with a mission to use the power of music to inspire, connect, and uplift.
I was a former band director, and so I had the passion to start a new ensemble here in the community and spread the gift of music, and as well as provide outreach opportunities for other music programs.
Currently, about 36 talented members make up the group.
We've had a lot of support here at Del Mar College. We're able to rehearse and have our concerts here and share with the world.
Sanders shared that their goal now is to expand even further and provide more performance opportunities for musicians like trumpet player Samantha Hernandez.
Being part of this group is really important for me because once a week I can just leave reality behind and join my friends and make beautiful music together. It's kind of an escape from reality.
People of all backgrounds and skill levels are welcome to join, whether you're a seasoned player or like Hernandez, trying to get back in the groove after a few years away from your instrument.
It's just something that was lacking in my life up until this point, and now I have that, and I have that community and that outlet for music.
A lot of times people leave high school and I'll tell people that I'm a musician, and the first thing that they'll tell me is that, man, I really miss being a musician. I want to play my instrument again, and so here's that opportunity for you to come and pull that instrument out from underneath the bed and dust it off and play it again.
Now, if you don't have musical muscles to play an instrument, but your ears still crave good tunes, don't worry, because Coastal Winds and Harmony plans to host more concerts. Their next one is this Saturday, March 29th. Coastal Winds and Harmony is presenting from Mozart to Mackie Dancing Through Time. It starts at 4 p.m. at the Richardson Performance Hall at Del Mar College.
We'll be playing a movement of Mozart's Grand Partita back from 1782, and then we'll be premiering our brand new piece, Teeth of the Mechanism, that was written just a few months ago. And so we kind of have a little bit of everything in between, and you're going to get a little music history lesson.
Now, this weekend's concert is free, but you are encouraged to make a donation to support Coastal Winds and Harmony's community concerts, workshops, and educational outreach events. For more information, you can visit our website, christv.com. From the studio, I'm Michelle Hoffman, Chris 6 News.
And we're still seeing that rain falling here over the coastal bend. We'll get one more check on that forecast right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, before we go, we want to hear more from you about the future. In other words, like the next 24, 48 hours.
Yes, we are going to continue to pick up on that rainfall, thankfully. In fact, I want to give one more check on the radar and show y'all what's going on because we still have heavy rainfall shown by those bright colors, including a pretty heavy line of downpours moving through Duval and Jimahog counties toward the 281 corridor. So be prepared for those downpours. Another check on that timeline. We've adjusted this, of course, for the late start we had today. We're still expecting thunderstorms this evening, more rain through Friday, the threat of flooding, and tomorrow's thunderstorms could pack a punch. So keep it here with the Chris 6 weather experts. Good news, you'll have your Friday night and weekend plans to yourself. Dry weather through next week.
All right, thanks for joining us for Chris 6 News at 5. We're back in 30 minutes with more news from your neighborhood.